What is up, players? It's Warbuste up in this mode. Today we're gonna paint up a Hex Wraith, part 1. We're gonna do base coats and a wash. So, the colors you're gonna need are Rakarth Flesh, and I'll go over all of this with you, and I'll show you the actual bottles, but I'm just trying to name them off the top of my head now. Rakarth Flesh, Agrax Earthshade, Abaddon Black or Chaos Black, Sotek Green, Tamiya Clear Green for these flames. I use Calthan Brown for the belt, but you could use Mournfang Brown, that's like the modern equivalent. I also used Leadbelcher for all the silver pieces, Dryad Bark for the wood of the staff, and Nuln Oil as a black shade for everything that's not the bone. And I think that's it. So this is what your model should look like at the end of step 1. Let's zoom in and see a little bit of detail here. He's riding his horsey. The horse has a nice shade on it to give it a little bit of vibrancy, and the blanket is washed and shaded. The scythe is totally upside down, but you know what? Who cares? It's all good. And the flames look nice and glowy with that Tamiya clear green effect. So, hope you guys enjoyed this part 1, how to paint a Hex Wraith by Games Workshop for their Vampire Counts range. Stay tuned for more. Alright, so we're gonna get started painting our Hex Wraith. Now the first thing I did, you can see, is that I base coated this guy not in a dark gray spray primer, but in a white primer, and that's because we're going to be using the white to our advantage with the skeletal horse, the painting of all the transparent glowy bits, and it should be a lot easier with the white. I'm hoping. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to start with all of the cloth. Now I'm looking at the Games Workshop product page for the Hex Wraiths / Black Knights, and I am noticing that it looks like it's building up from a straight black. So I was kind of debating when I was getting ready to film this whether or not I want to paint black or start with a lighter color, but and then use the washes, but I think the washes aren't as reliable because you could have lots of watermarks and such. So we'll use Abaddon Black, and it'll be fine. So I've just got my brush with a little bit of water on it and dipped it into the Abaddon Black, and the water is helping the black spread. And don't worry if you get it in places other than this, I guess, cloth. I don't know, what do they call? Is this what you call a gambeson? I'm not hip to all of my equestrian lingo. No, is a gambeson something else? What's this horse blanket called? I never know what it's called. I was reading my comments for the Fireforge Bretonnian figures, the Bretonnian alternate figures from Fireforge, the Teutonic Knights, and somebody said I should leave one of my extra horses' heads in Commissar Bane's bed. That was funny. I think I'm going to do that. Back. Now we're going to do it with the front. In fact, what I might do to speed up this little process is just maybe show you just one half, and then go off and do the other half, kind of like I did with the Dark Eldar Razor Wing. Should speed it up a little bit. And for those of you who have a hard time uploading my videos and stuff, you can it'll help you get through them a lot faster. Well, I don't know though, because if you're doing this with me, if you're painting like with me, then it's like you're gonna have to pause to do the other half. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. It'll take longer, but for those of you who are actually painting with me, which is what I would want if I was a new painter, to be able to paint with the painter rather than fast forward, I'm gonna do that. So I won't make this like, you know, an hour-long video, but I will cut it up and paint both sides. The people demand it. Or maybe they don't, I don't know. Okay, so don't worry if you get any on the bones, the spectral bones. We're going to be painting the bones up a little bit differently than we normally do, just because these guys are a lot more ethereal, non-corporeal. Milk and cereal. Gosh, I'd love some cereal and milk right now. What's your favorite cereal? Leave a comment. Ah, these angles. I'm sorry. Focus, Igor. Yes, master. Alright, so we're also going to be doing that for the robes for our rider. And yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to do that because the horse blanket is not dry enough yet to go. So yeah, I was really debating whether or not to do a black undercoat, and maybe that would have been a good idea, since I'm actually not doing as much with the washes as I thought. But that's okay. That's alright. You live and you learn. And it's nice seeing something in a white undercoat again. It's been a while. It's been a while since I sprayed my models with white undercoat. There was this Monty Python and the Flying Circus movie that I watched when I was a little kid. I think it was called is it The Meaning of Life? I don't know. It was a movie of a bunch of Monty Python skits, and at the end, they this one character is approached by death. Death goes to his little cottage, and that was terrifying to me. It was the same one with the really big fat guy that blows up because he eats too much food, and he like throws up in a bucket every couple seconds. Any of you guys know what I'm talking about? Alright, so while we're letting the black dry for his robes, we can actually get started on the other pieces. And don't worry if you get black paint, like I said, all over the place. It's okay. You can even thin it down a lot with water and let the water kind of take it around. It becomes more of a wash and less thick, but we really just need that little black color. So I mean, if it's going to be too hard for you to pick out the details with all this black, you could do, if you want, a known oil / Badab black wash. Whatever is going to work best for you. Alright. gonna let this guy dry a little bit more, and then we'll come back with the first highlight coat. Okay, so we've given the black some time to dry, and I've decided that now is the time to try something a little crazy. So we're going to use some Tamiya clear green. We're gonna see what this looks like if this goes onto the flames on a white undercoat. So there's a little bit too much water on my brush, I think. I just pulled it straight out of the water pot, but that gives a very sickly, necromantic kind of look. I like it. You could also do a green shade. Or like if you have Thraka green wash from the old range, that might work too. I just thought this might work because the clear paints are very glossy. So wipe most of that off and see what it looks like here on the sensor up at the top. Yeah, this is perfect. This is great. I think maybe once this dries, another coat of this should look really nice. So maybe we should go back and paint all the flames. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Repaint all the flames white, and then just use some Tamiya clear green on it. Very similar to the Games Workshop, that necromantic green color that they're using now for all of their flames. Okay, like the red, we can't spend too much time on it or else it'll start getting all jelly-like. So I'm gonna do that. We're gonna let this sit and dry. While that is drying, we are not gonna touch it because you don't want to smudge. You want to smudge all that awesome work. Once this is dry, after a little while, we'll come back. We'll paint the things around it, like the metal, the wood, and then the wood is not. Then we'll give it another coat. And also, while it's drying, I'm gonna be taking some Celestra Gray. Let's work our way up to the white. Celestra Gray, and then we're going to paint Celestra Gray on all of the flames that we've colored black, so that we can bring that beautiful Tamiya green color in. Yeah, gross. Really cool. Alright, take a little break. Alright, so here's our, he's got his flames all painted up. And next he's got them painted up in Celestra Gray, like I said, but let's make it a little bit brighter. So we're gonna paint on some ceramite white. Because I think the gray isn't gonna show up as well underneath the Tamiya clear green. For those of you that watch the Sustainable Center, it's one of my favorite channels to watch when I'm just painting, and just great insights, great tactics, and just from a, not being a gamer as much as a hobbyist or painter, I like to watch the videos that Ann puts up there, and it was really cool to see that he just now did a shout out video to three of my favorite guys here on the YouTube Ken Leonhardt, T27, and Feral Strike. And I saw that and I was like, oh, my boys, they got a shout out. So really cool. I mean, just another sign that the community is so awesome and supportive, and that, you know, all it takes is just working up the guts to start putting out videos. And, you know, not that we should all be striving for partner status and YouTube, you know, supremacy with our views and stuff, but it's just really cool to see. Okay, Dryad Bark, we're gonna start painting the staff. I remember when I started putting up videos, and I think the first, I don't remember because it was so long ago, but I think the first guy that ever did a shout out for my little channel, was General Splatten, and it was because I had written a comment, or I had posted a response to one of his comments on my videos, and I thought that was just such a cool thing to do a shout out, or to have somebody do a shout out to me. And so I always try to pay it forward, you know. That's why I like to do little shoutouts in my videos. And I mean, I've got a nice number of subscribers, I think, a little bit over 3,000. And oh, sorry, Igor, keep it in focus. Sorry, master. And I have no idea how many of my subscribers watch each of my videos, since each of my videos only gets a couple hundred views when they first come out. It's only after a while where I see that they bump up to, you know, a whole lot of views. But it's nice that I can say, you know, somebody that's inspired me, or I could show Lead Belcher a clip of, or show off a channel of someone who's, you know, doing really great work out there. It just makes the hobby worthwhile and awesome. So with this Lead Belcher, we're going to be painting up the fire sensors, and the goal is that we try not to get any of this metallic paint on the fire itself. Try being the operative word, of course. Okay, and then we're gonna get the little pot and chain up here on the scythe. If your scythe has just like skulls or something else hanging from it, and not like these sensors, then you can hold off on painting that until we get to the bone color. But for any parts of the model that are like sensors, I've decided to go with silver. We're also going to paint this the color of the scythe itself. Oh, thank you. Somebody corrected me. I don't know why, but it's not a word that I use often, and I guess I've been saying verdigris like a lot, and it's actually verdigris. So I don't want to teach a generation of painters how to say words improperly. So verdigris, not verdigris. I think that actually comes from when I was learning it at some point, how to do it, the effect. I'm pretty sure I knew how to say it correctly at one point in my life, and then I just want to say that though. I don't know. Maybe I never did. I just like to say that I did because I'm supposed to be an educated person Nobody taught me how to say verdigris correctly. I blame the public education system. Oh, I missed some chains down here. I'm also going to be painting silver the, I guess, saddle. Of our little Hex Wraith. Yeah. I'm debating whether or not I should paint it like a brown color instead, like a leather, but let's see how it looks. If we don't like it, we can always change it. That's the thing, I hope people who watch my channel know that I am, like, I like to try and stick to the Games Workshop color scheme, unless I really just don't like it, like the Vargeists and the zombies. Then I'll change it, but usually I try to paint close to what Games Workshop color schemes are. Right. I'm gonna check my box art here now. Alright, it looks like if you have horse armor, like on the head, the horse head, then you can paint it silver as well. I know for the Black Knights they went with more of a bronze look, which you'll see if you followed my Black Knights tutorial, but it looks like for this they wanted more silver, which is fine with me. Alright, so by now our white should be about dry. I'll give it a little bit longer to dry. Okay, so we're gonna take some Showtech green. As part of this video, before we finish off these flames, is that we are going to paint the robes. So I'm gonna try to build up some good strong color on all the raised areas and try to leave some darkness in the folds. And as you can see, I'm kind of feathering my color. So that it doesn't look completely like I'm just slapping the paint on. You get kind of this gradual paint effect with the black still showing through underneath. Yeah, this new Showtech green. Could it be winning my heart over from Hawk Turquoise? Yes, I think it is. Sorry for all my rambling in this video, guys. Most of the paint is going to sit nicely on the horsey blanket. and then you want to feather down away from that. So our horsey should look something like this now. A little bit more solid color up here. So now we are going to paint up the robes of the rider with the same color, Sotek green. And again, we're sticking only to the raised parts. This actually works out well that we're painting this before the flames, because if we get any of this Sotek green onto the flames, we can repaint them with ceramite white. See how we've got I accidentally got a little bit of the Sotek green on the flames here on his left leg, so I'll be able to cover that up in just a second. Okay. I'm so sorry. I feel like every time I look up, the thing is out of focus, and for some reason, I feel like this is my most out of focus video in a long time. So if it is, I really apologize. I apologize too, Master. That's okay, Igor. Okay, so let's take now some, if I can find it. Igor, have you been rearranging my paints? Maybe. Alright, we're gonna take some, if you have it, Calvin Brown. It's the same as, I guess, Mornfang, I think is the equivalent. We're gonna use this to paint all of the belt, all of the straps and stuff like that. Oh, it looks like not the reins. Looks like they painted the reins a different color. I'll have to go back and fix that. Oh, look at that beautiful old foundation paint. There you go. Alright, it looks like for the reins, they wanted to have the same kind of glowy effect as the robes and the cloths. So let's paint that black, and then we'll paint over it with some Sotek green. For those of you that use Hex Wraiths, I'd love to know what your experience has been. Have you found them to be successful, good? Are you finding any good tactics to use with them? I know they were, let's start on the bone, Rakarth Flesh. I know they were touted as being really, you know, the way to go with their spectral attack, kind of like their super secret sneaky attack. Fly them over a unit and do a bunch of automatic hits, but very vulnerable to magic. I've been reading online. Also, some of the guys in my local area have said that they were not as, well, I wouldn't say game breaking, but they were not as formidable as they had first been afraid they would be. I just think they look cool, man. And 5 guys that look like death galloping down your throat, and spooky ghost horses. Oh my god. I'm messing this up all over the place. I probably should have painted this horsey first. Ah! Look at that, I just messed that up. If you are a War Boss Tay subscriber, you get War Boss Tay paint jobs like straight out of the gate. I do not, like, I plan them, but I don't do many like test models. You know what I mean? So the paint jobs you get, I'm just kind of like experimenting, coming up with things almost like on the fly. I don't like to. Plus also I built up four Black Knights, so I could really test out the color scheme with that, but I only built up one Hexwraith, and I thought it'd be really easy, just prime the guy white, do a bunch of washes, but finding I'm having a lot more fun just coming up with a different way to play with the black as a base coat. Just a little bit more to paint, and then we can do the spooky green, and then we'll be done for this video, I think. Okay, so let's get going with the last part of this little tutorial, part 1. We're going to paint in the white flames with some Tamiya clear green. So funny, I filmed the first part of this video earlier yesterday, and earlier today, the first couple clips, and it's like a time machine, going in a time machine, fast forwarding, and it's like, where did I end up? Oh, what the? What? Wait, what? Why is, what? What is this? Did I just get a totally different color green? What is going on? It's the same bottle, right? What? Oh, I wonder if it's because I shook the bottle. Oh. Maybe all of you who know Tamiya green clear products and paint products are like, they looked at the first flames and were like, those don't look right. You didn't shake your bottle, dum-dum. I was like, I didn't know. I thought I did. I really thought I shook the bottle. Oh, that's so weird. Look how totally different that is. It's kind of junk. I kind of like, kind of like that pale. You know what? Eh, whatever. When in Rome. Du erste Romans du ja. That's faux German. It's not Rome. How do you do Rome? Romanian? No. Roman? Your empire is in ruins. What? Okay, this kind of puts a whole new spin on things, because I was really expecting it to be this kind of sickly yellowish green color for all of the flames. I'm gonna have to get on Skype and ask my Jedi Master, Tabletop Painting 101, like if there's what else I can do to get this yellowish kind of tint back. Wow, that is some vibrant green. I bet all of you who are following at home with your clear green were like, that doesn't look anything like it. What is this guy doing? He knows not what he does. much as I love this pale yellowish green, I'm gonna do it the right way and then see if we can work our way back to that yellowish green using other methods, because if people use Tamiya green correctly, clear green correctly, then it's gonna come out like this, right? You know what I mean? So let's see if we can get that old color back somehow. Last thing we're gonna do before we go to sleep is wash this guy up. We are gonna use 2 coats, one of Known Oil and Hexwraith Earthshade. So if you could get those out now, guys. Oh lordy, lordy, lordy. Where are all my washes? Igor. Yes, master. You fetch me some Known Oil and Hexwraith Earthshade, please. Right away, master. Here is your Hexwraith Earthshade. And here is your Known Oil. So, we're gonna go with Hexwraith Earthshade first. This is gonna go on all of the silver and on the bone. Try not to get it on the cloth as much as possible, because the cloth we're actually going to shade with Known Oil or other shade. Oh no! Oh no! Some of you have asked, or not some, I think one person asked and then somebody else responded, what is the difference between a shade and a wash? For me, personally, they kind of do the same thing. I know there are very scientific differences between, you know, high quality paint shades and washes, but I think with Games Workshop, to me it feels like they just changed the name, because most of them kind of do the same thing. Most of the shades do the same thing that the washes used to do. Like Known Oil, I use it just like I used to use Badab Black to, you know, tone down colors and to make things darker. This Hexwraith Earthshade I use just like I used to use my Devlin Mud to, usually with Devlin Mud, Hexwraith Earthshade, this shades that are brown, you'll find that they make things like bone look a certain way, certainly different than when you use like a black. And usually my rule is with vampire counts, shade with black, always use the black shade, and then use Hexwraith Earthshade. You could use like Seraphim Sepia to shade the bone, and then that will give your bones a more aged look. And the aged look works really well with, say, Tomb Kings, who have been dead for like millennia and are characterized by that dry, dusty, desert-ish kind of fluff background. You don't have, like, Tomb Kings are all old and ancient, whereas vampire counts could be anybody because they have zombies. They could be like your comrade in arms, your neighbor in your city, re-raised by foul necromancy. I'll also use your Hexwraith Earthshade on the staff as well to give it an ancient look. I also find that, yeah, Hexwraith Earthshade is great at making metals look older, especially silver, because it kind of imitates dirt, and when that dirt gets stuck in the cracks. See, so look how nicely it shaded the bone of our skeleton horse. It's gonna end up looking really nice while it's drying. You can see I missed a little spout of flame, so I'm gonna paint that really quickly, and then we're gonna use our gnome oil to finish this baby off for part 1. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to turn to gnome oil. Start on the horsey blanket. The goal is, or at least right now, unless I change my mind again and take this in a whole different direction, the goal is that we're going to use this gnome oil to darken the horsey blanket and give it a nice dark look, so that we can build up this turquoise color of the Sotek green, and we can use an actual green, either Sybarite green, Cabalite green, something that's going to make the color pop and make it a little bit more of the greenish glow of the flames. So you can see I'm just putting the gnome oil there into all of these little recesses, and we're not looking to really just darken all the color there. We're just spreading it over the blanket, so that the illusion from far away is that the green really pops and the blue is just more of a spectral, haunting color. Yeah, what the heck was I thinking when I glued that scythe on? Maybe I just thought, oh, the thing looks cooler swinging from the bottom. But oh boy, that scythe is totally upside down. Whatever. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.